General Hospital spoilers tease that one of the most notable developments in General Hospital right now is the major shift in how Lois is managing family matters, particularly as she tries to control and navigate situations involving Brook Lynn's interests. As a loving grandmother deeply protective of her loved ones, Lois now finds herself entangled in a highly complex scenario. She not only has to make difficult decisions about keeping secrets but must also defend the values she holds dear, even if doing so unintentionally causes deep consequences for Gio, the grandson she so desperately wants to protect. Lois firmly believes that she's doing what's best for the family, but the truth is, her choices are gradually hurting Gio in ways she never anticipated. One of the biggest decisions she's had to make is hiding the truth about Joe's biological parents, a secret that has been kept for years and is now forcing Gio to face a reality no one wanted. For so long, Gio lived in a seemingly stable world, but that world is now beginning to collapse. His true identity, a crucial part of his life, is being revealed, sparking a mental and emotional crisis that no one in the family saw coming. While Lois believed that keeping these secrets was the best way to shield Gio from pain, in reality, it's left him feeling abandoned and isolated. Not knowing the truth about his family, his adoptive mother, and those around him has made Gio feel like a stranger in a story he can't fully comprehend. His anguish isn't just about not knowing who his real parents are, it's about the insecurity and doubt of whether anyone in his family truly understands or cares for him in the way he needs. Lois's secrecy surrounding Joe's adoptive mother only deepens his sense of abandonment, making him feel even more unprotected in a world without clear support. What complicates the situation further is that Lois isn't just protecting herself, she's also trying to safeguard Brook Lynn's position. Aware of the struggles Brook Lynn faces in raising Gio, Lois doesn't want to add to her burdens. However, while Lois is trying to do right by everyone, she doesn't realize that her protective efforts are creating massive emotional upheaval for Gio. He's not only grappling with long-hidden family secrets but also struggling internally with the question of who truly counts as his family. Joe's pain is not just about identity, it's about the realization that everything he believed to be true might have been a lie. As Gio begins to understand that the people he trusted most have been hiding huge truths from him, he's left feeling lost and confused. Every story Lois and the rest of the family have told him now seems like scattered fragments that don't fit together. These secrets, kept under the guise of protection and love, are pushing Gio toward a breaking point, where he must discover the truth about himself in a world steeped in lies and concealment. The more truth Gio uncovers, the more he feels trapped in an inescapable spiral. Lois's attempt to protect Brook Lynn's interests, though born from love and a desire to preserve family happiness, is unintentionally placing a heavy burden on Gio. This proves that sometimes, actions meant to protect others can have unpredictable and devastating consequences. And whether he wants to or not, Gio will eventually have to confront the truth, truths that could completely upend his life and reshape how he views his family and himself. Lois, driven by love and concern for her family, is making increasingly risky and confusing decisions as she tries to manage the issues Gio is facing. One of the most shocking and dangerous steps she's preparing to take is falsifying Joe's DNA test results, with the intention of proving that Brook Lynn is not his biological mother. This isn't just a risky move, it's one of the most reckless decisions Lois has ever made, and it could unleash a storm within the family, making reconciliation impossible. Though Lois believes she's protecting Gio and Brook Lynn, she's becoming increasingly blinded and unthinking in her choices. She fears that if the truth about Gio and his origins comes out, everything will fall apart, and the family will be destroyed. She wants to shield Gio from further pain related to his past and his biological parents. In her mind, if she can fabricate a story where Brook Lynn isn't Joe's mother, everything might go back to normal. But in doing so, she's making an irreversible move, committing to a lie that could have far worse consequences than she realizes. Falsifying a DNA test isn't just a blatant deception, it's a profound betrayal of Gio himself, who will be caught in a fabricated narrative he can't accept once the truth is revealed. After everything he's endured, Gio is desperately searching for the truth about who he is. Lois and the others spinning a false story not only deepens his hurt but adds to his confusion and loneliness. He's not just losing trust in those he loves, he's facing a painful reality. That the people most important to him are willing to sacrifice truth to protect their own interests. Lois, caught in a whirlwind of emotions and fear for her family's future, is heading down a path she may not be able to return from. Her decisions are pulling her deeper into a cycle of control through deception instead of facing the truth. Faking the DNA results is just one example of how misguided Lois has become in handling everything. She believes she's protecting those she loves, but in truth, she's dragging her family into a deeper crisis, where truth is distorted and trust becomes a luxury. Even if Lois manages to temporarily control the story, the long-term consequences of such a lie will affect not just Gio, but every relationship within the family. Gio isn't just a child caught in a web of family secrets, he's become a pawn in the power game Lois is trying to control. These secrets won't stay hidden forever. And when the truth finally emerges, it will likely bring down everything Lois has tried to build and protect. The madness in Lois's approach isn't just in hiding the truth, it's in how she's spiraling into a trap of her own making. Each time she tries to tighten her grip on the situation, she adds another layer of confusion that clouds the truth even further. What she's doing not only makes Gio feel betrayed, it also harms Lois herself, as she fails to see the danger and instability she's walking into. If she continues deceiving not just Gio but everyone around her, she won't be able to maintain the family's balance, and everything could fall apart in ways she never imagined. With every step Lois takes, she pulls the family deeper into crisis and inflicts greater pain on Gio, pain that's becoming unavoidable. These poor decisions aren't just about faking a DNA test, they represent a sacrifice of trust and honesty in family relationships. The love Lois has for Gio and Brook cannot justify these actions. In reality, the more she tries to protect what she believes is best for everyone, the more she drives the family into an uncertain and troubled future. Gio will be left with questions that can't be answered and secrets he may never be able to forgive. In General Hospital, one of the most tense and complex family dynamics currently unfolding is between Sunny, Olivia, and Lois, especially as the truth about Joe's paternity, specifically his father Dante, gradually comes to light. These secrets don't just affect Gio himself but trigger a series of unexpected events that place the characters in difficult positions and ignite family conflicts that cannot be easily resolved. One of the key and most compelling elements is the mounting tension in how Lois handles each situation, as she tries to conceal the truth about Gio and his biological father. However, the more the truth is revealed, the more chaotic and uncontrollable everything becomes. Sunny and Olivia find themselves in an extremely tense predicament. Their relationship becomes increasingly complicated as more is unveiled about Gio and his biological father, Dante. As Joe's mother, Olivia faces immense pressure to protect her family, especially as she begins to realize that her past decisions are pushing everything toward a dead end. Though she genuinely wants to shield the people she loves, Olivia never anticipated that these choices would put her and Sunny in such a difficult situation, where long-buried family secrets are now being exposed. Notably, Sunny, decisive and fiercely protective of what he loves, can no longer bear being kept in the dark about such critical family matters, particularly the truth about Gio and his father. While Lois continues to try and hide the truth to protect her loved ones, Sunny believes he has the right to know what's really going on. He refuses to live in lies any longer and demands that Lois reveal all the secrets she's been keeping. This is one of the pivotal actions Sunny takes, and it sets off an intense confrontation between him and Lois, with each of them having their own reasons for defending what they believe is right. The tension between Sunny and Lois deepens as Lois is not only under pressure from Sunny but also from her own past decisions. She knows that if the truth about Joe's father comes out, it could cause immense pain and irreparable damage within the family. Lois doesn't want to hurt anyone, but she finds herself trapped in a spiraling situation where secrets and lies keep piling up. Falsifying Joe's DNA results to show that Brook is not his biological mother is just one of the extreme measures Lois has taken to protect what she believes is best. However, she fails to realize that every action she takes carries unpredictable consequences. Sunny, with his strong and assertive personality, can no longer tolerate the silence and deception. He feels that everything has gone too far, and he deserves to know the truth, even if it's something Lois is desperate to avoid. This confrontation is not just about power. It's a battle of psychology and morality. Sunny demands a reasonable explanation for the secrets Lois has kept, pushing her into a corner. If she stays silent, it will only make things more complicated and tense. But if she tells the truth, the family will have to confront pain that no one is prepared for. This raises one of the biggest questions in the current storyline. Can the truth heal the wounds in the family, or will it only make things worse? Both Lois and Sunny are trying to protect their family, but their methods may result in lasting and irreversible damage. Whether hiding or revealing the truth, either choice could preserve current relationships while simultaneously creating deep emotional rifts. This story isn't just about uncovering the truth, it's about trust, power, and responsibility within a family. Sunny's demand that Lois tell him everything she knows is not only a sign of the current family crisis but also a reflection of the very essence of the relationships in General Hospital. Each character faces difficult decisions, and every choice they make could alter the entire family structure, destroy long-standing bonds, and unleash consequences beyond their control. Though Lois is trying to preserve what she holds dear, she's putting herself in a dangerous position by continuing to hide important truths. Her choices affect not only her but also the people she loves the most, especially Gio, who will have to face an uncertain future if all the family's secrets are exposed. The madness of clinging to these truths and covering them up creates not only emotional turmoil but also tests each character's resilience and capacity for forgiveness. Ultimately, the question remains, can the truth help them heal, or will it shatter everything they've built? In General Hospital, Lois's family story is becoming increasingly tense and complicated, especially with the arrival of an unexpected event. The imminent return of Lois's mother, a formidable figure in her life, is turning into a major game-changer that threatens to unravel all of Lois's carefully laid plans. This return not only disrupts Lois's world but also places all the characters in a state of heightened tension and instability. This is not just the start of a series of wild events. It's a profound test of family bonds, honesty, and the handling of long-held secrets. Lois, who has long had her own calculated strategies to protect her loved ones, especially Gio, is now rocked by the mother's return, a shock she could never have foreseen. She's spent years hiding the truth about Joe's parentage and the family's tangled relationships. But now, with her mother's return, all of that may come crashing down. The secrets Lois has worked so hard to keep are now threatened by the reappearance of someone she cannot control. This not only unsettles Lois but also deepens the strain in her relationships with those around her. The return of her mother doesn't just raise old memories, it also brings to the surface major questions about the past and the decisions Lois has made over the years. Lois has always believed she was protecting the people she loves. But she never imagined that her mother's return would uncover truths she's fought so hard to bury. While Lois believed she was managing everything, she is now being pulled into a whirlwind beyond her control. This returning mother figure, whom Lois thought she had prepared for, may bring with her revelations and a dramatic shift Lois never expected. The growing tension isn't just from Lois hiding family secrets, but from the increasingly desperate and irrational actions she's taking to maintain control. She's slowly realizing that the secrets she clings to are generating consequences she may no longer be able to escape. Her confrontation with undeniable truth is forcing her to reconsider everything. Her mother's return could expose all the secrets Lois has hidden, inevitably sending shockwaves through the entire family, especially Gio, who's beginning to realize that everything he thought he knew might be a lie. The tension is escalating not just because of the mother's return, but also because Lois is facing the fallout of her past reckless decisions. Her attempts to protect her loved ones are now threatening to unravel everything she's worked to preserve. The relationship between Lois and Gio, and between her and other family members, will be severely tested as the past resurfaces and hidden truths emerge. One of the most defining features of this storyline is how Lois is becoming increasingly blind in her efforts to shield her family, unaware that her actions are sowing the seeds of deep, lasting danger. Every decision she makes risks pushing the family into a crisis from which there may be no return. The return of Lois's mother is just one element making the situation more volatile. Each move Lois makes now will affect not just her, but everyone around her. As she continues to try and maintain control, she's slowly realizing that the truth cannot be hidden forever. The secrets and lies she's upheld for so long are becoming a burden she can no longer carry. And when her mother returns, everything Lois has built may collapse, setting the stage for a fierce confrontation between what she's trying to protect and what is undeniably true. With her mother's return, this family saga is entering a new chapter, one where secrets, betrayals, and desperate decisions spark a wave of transformation in every relationship. Lois will have to face the consequences of her silence, and everyone in the family will be forced to confront an unpredictable future. Can Lois protect her family without paying too high a price, or will her past mistakes destroy everything she's fought to preserve? In General Hospital, the relationship between Lois and Brook is facing a major crisis that neither of them could have anticipated. Although both care deeply for their family and have tried their best to maintain stability, the truth that Lois is hiding is creating an overwhelming sense of anxiety and tension. Brook, despite being strong and resilient, feels increasingly powerless to preserve the peace in the family as she confronts the secrets Lois has kept hidden. Lois, who has always seen herself as a protector and a decisive figure, is now pushing the family into a situation beyond her control. She continues to conceal critical truths, not only about Geo but also about her relationships with her loved ones, and this secrecy has become an immense burden on Brook. Brook is not only dealing with instability within the family but also the unraveling of the truths Lois has long tried to hide, shattering everything she once believed in. Day by day, the way Lois manipulates the family narrative is building into a storm that no one can predict, and the damage it might cause could be irreparable. One of the key issues is Lois's loss of control as things begin to slip from her grasp. Despite her efforts to shield the family from what she believes to be hurtful truths, the reality is slowly eating away at the family's foundation. Lois is facing inevitable consequences from her secrecy and is beginning to realize that her drastic decisions are leading to a disaster for those around her, especially Brook. Brook finds herself increasingly trapped in an unresolvable situation, with no way to turn back. The tension isn't just about the secrets Lois is keeping, but about how her actions are heightening fear and unease within the family. Lois's continued attempts to reshape the narrative in the way she thinks is best are only making everything more complicated. Her decisions seem only to deepen the chaos. And even those she's trying to protect are beginning to see that her secrets are doing more harm than good. The relationship between Lois and Brook has never been more strained. Every story Lois spins fails to resolve the problems and instead pulls the family deeper into a mire of conflict and deceit. What's most concerning is that Lois's decisions may not only impact the present but could have long-lasting consequences. The secrets she's guarding, though intended to protect the ones she loves, have now become an unbearable burden. No matter how hard she tries, Lois can't escape the eventual revelation of the truth. And when that happens, nothing will be the same again. Not only Brook, but everyone in the family will be affected. This tension is creating a crisis that is both psychological and emotional, as even the closest family members are beginning to lose trust in one another. Lois's insistence on managing the family's story her own way could lead to a family catastrophe no one can foresee. Relationships will be pushed to the brink, old wounds will reopen, and serious questions about honesty, forgiveness, and familial love will no longer be simple. When the secrets finally come to light, will there still be a path to healing all these wounds? Can Lois face the consequences of her reckless decisions, or will she be swept up in a storm of irreversible destruction? This storyline is driving a profound shift, not just in the relationship between Lois and Brook, but in how each character faces truth and deception. Lois's choice to keep secrets is no longer merely an act of protection, but a battle with herself, as she must decide whether to safeguard her family by continuing the lies or confront the truth to salvage what remains. Every move Lois makes now risks triggering a bigger crisis, and this family will have to confront the most difficult choices of their lives.